Hi friends, and welcome to this week's Tikkun healing message. I want to start off by telling you a real life story happened this week to me, and then it will introduce us to the subject of this week. So, coming home this week, this morning, one of these mornings, and without saying names, realizing that for those who know me, I'm a great coffee lover, and coming home realizing that my coffee equipment, which is my favorite pour-over Chemex machine, manual coffee maker, is broken into pieces. So my initial reaction is anger, upsetness. Why? Because why is it happening? It's because it's already the second time. And then, what we learn in Kabbalah, pause, what a pleasure, pause, pray, paused, right? And in that pause, I need to go to my room and close my eyes, breathe for a second. What energy do I want? Do I want to carry on this energy into this day? The energy of upsetness, the energy of frustration. I don't want this energy, right? And then I used magical 2 words, which I would like to share with you today and build upon. The magical 2 words are yes and. For those of you who are familiar in the improv world, this is a very common and base and foundation, the yes and. And I would like to talk about it from a different aspect, but really using this powerful tool of yes and. So this week's energy has to do with letting go, surrendering, and trusting. And I want to address it to you in this short video from a different angle, because when we hear the words, oh, just let go, surrender, those are big words. And many times we know that we need to let go, but we still have a hard time to do so. So how can we make it practical? What are some of the ways that can help us to ease into the idea and the notion of letting go with less resistance? So in my example, for instance, right, what was the difficulty of letting go? Which oftentimes this is the root cause of it for us. And it has to do with the belief system, right? The belief system of, this is a mistake. It shouldn't have happened. I know better. So when things don't go our way, whether our favorite coffee machine breaks or we're stuck in traffic, we're late for a meeting, something unexpected happens, somebody's calling me in for something, an upsetting email, change of plans, any type of change of plans, it's basically our buttons are being triggered, the buttons of, I'm right, this shouldn't have happened. And in essence, what we're not letting go of is our opinion and being right. And in essence, what we're saying is, I'm disagreeing with reality, which is a ridiculous thing to do. Why? Because reality is reality. And if it's happening, it's happening. And if it's already happened, you cannot change that. So what's the point of being so stubborn? What's the point of not letting go? Isn't somehow it gives us a feeling of justification. Somehow it gives us a feeling of power, that I'm right? And anger and frustration, it gives us a short burst of power, a sense of entitlement and power and strength. This energy, obviously it doesn't last. Obviously it makes us feel worse afterwards. But for some reason we're holding on to it. So how can we free ourselves of that disease, of that limiting belief, of that energy in holding on? So instead of saying, I'm going to let go, instead of saying, I'm just going to trust and surrender, which we know we want to and understand intellectually, but physically and energetically, we still have that. I suggest to use and try to use these 2 magical words, and I'd like to explain. Yes and. What's the magic and power of yes and? I'll break it into 2 parts because it's only 2 words. So the first part, yes, is yes, I agree. I agree. Let's have that as a base, as our foundation. Whatever happens, first thing is not our initial reaction. No, but it can't. Why? This, that. First, yes. Why yes? Why have we many times a difficulty in agreeing and saying yes? Because, and we talked about it in previous videos, because we're afraid that if I say yes, if I surrender, then I'm giving up. Then I'm letting go of the control. I'm letting go of the possibility of changing the situation. But that's the best way to change the situation, is first to agreeing to it. If I argue, resent, push away, it will create more and more pain and more chaos. So the magic of yes is agreeing. And it's already, if you can feel the energy in your body, when you say yes, your body starts to relax. You start to relax. It opens up different doorways. So first thing, yes. Yes, I agree to it. Yes, it is happening. I acknowledge it. I accept it. I don't have to, when I say yes, it doesn't mean that I like it. I can still don't like it, but at least I acknowledge it. And I say yes to it. Yes, simple, because it's happening. Okay? So I want to agree to what's happening, and the Creator put it there, so I agree to it. Yes. What's the second part? And with that yes, it's a lot easier to flow. It's a lot easier to let go, to think about other options and how to deal with it in a less reactive way. The second part, and means I built upon that. Instead of no but, which is I'm right, you're wrong, Creator is wrong, reality is wrong, situation is wrong, the person is wrong, but, and let me continue the arguing why I'm right? So what it creates is this stiffness and energy, and doesn't allow that flow, and we feel it, we know it. So we say yes, we ease into it. The second part, and we build upon. Now what? Now we're in a creative flow. Now we can see what we can do. And by the way, yes and doesn't always mean that I'm agreeing with a person. I can say, yes, I hear you. I hear what you're saying, and I disagree. Instead of no, but, right? There's a different energy to it. When I say yes, think about if you're on the other end and the person say no, but, right away we shut down. Right? And the other person shuts down. When we're on the other end and the person is telling us, yes, and wow, I'm open to listen to you. There's a flow of energy. And that's what we call surrender. That's what we call let go. That's what we call trust. Different words for it. Try it out. Yes, and especially when things don't happen your way. This week, when you're stuck in traffic, you're late for me, whatever it is that wasn't on the agenda, your instant reaction, yes, and I'm going to do my best to get there in time. Yes, and there's a reason for why it's happening. Yes, and I acknowledge that I'm a little bit reactive right now, and I'm going to overcome it in no time. Yes, and just injecting that energy helps us in the letting go process and flowing with what is presented to us instead of rejecting and resenting it. Yes, and this video is over.